20% of teens have reported to feel suicidal in the past year. It is statistically likely that one of the people that you know, one of your peers, one of your brothers, may actually go on and end up killing themselves. There is a crisis. There is a crisis of teens suffering in silence. And honestly, you're probably one of them. So if you don't know me and my story, I was the average addicted teen. So I would wake up at an ungodly time, like 1 p.m. I'd scroll, play video games, get yelled at by my parents because I was just wasting time. Apparently I was wasting time, like video games made me creative. So I ended up playing another 4 hours of Genshin Impact, numbing myself with even more pleasurable content, and ending the day like nothing happened. We're both privileged to live in a first world country. Most likely you have proper food, water, shelter, you have all of your needs fulfilled. So why are we all feeling so depressed? Why do we feel so empty when we live our lives now? Like, just think about it. 50 years ago, we didn't have any of these privileges, but all of a sudden, in the last few decades, teen suicide has shot up. You don't feel motivated anymore to live life, and neither did I for so long. And yet, at the end of the day, we're supposed to just suck it up and pretend like nothing is going on. The reason that this crisis is going on is because there is a crisis of bad mental health that I need you to just give me your attention for a few minutes, because I guarantee that you are suffering with the same problem that so many other teens are going through. So, because I just want you to imagine for a second, what would life be like if you had perfect mental health? You might think that you already do, but just think about it. If you had perfect mental health, you would not be having to play any video games, stimulate yourself in any way, and you would probably have unlimited motivation to do anything. You would have full happiness in life. You wouldn't need to distract yourself, but you probably do all of those things. So it's clear that you don't have as good mental health as you think you do. Mental health is pretty much how you perceive your life, how happy you are in this moment. And yet for most people, your mental health is so dog shit that they have to numb themselves with scrolling and junk food, or else they feel like they almost have withdrawal symptoms from life. It is clear that something's up. This is not how we were supposed to live. It's not how our brains are wired. We are not wired to feel depressed. We have chosen this in some way. And in this video, I'm going to give you some advice on how you can pretty much change your life around by just improving your mental health. Because when you improve your mental health, you improve everything in life. Everything gets better. Your ability to focus gets better. Your ability to be happy and present with your family, to have loving conversations with your parents, they all get better. And so the reason that you feel stuck in life, the reason that you're not able to get rid of these bad habits, is because of mental health. These addictions that you have right now, porn, video games, junk food, scrolling, negative self-talk, these are all symptoms of bad mental health. They're not the problem, they are symptoms. And so we need to target the root cause if you want to actually get rid of these bad habits. And the main thing that you need to do is to just improve your mental health. So how do we improve our mental health? Step 0 is to just simply take full responsibility for what's been going on in life. So you might think you've already been doing this, but you might not have. I just need to give you a quick rundown. The reason that you are fat, the reason that you are lazy, the reason you are not motivated, the reason that you feel stuck in life is because you chose to feel this way. You chose to do the habits over and over that you knew were bad for you. And ultimately, both your mental health suffered and your life has suffered. Your relationships have suffered. Everything is suffering right now because of you. As much as we hate the corporations who have been feeding us these vile chemicals in our food that make it feel a little bit better on our tongue, it is your duty to take responsibility for what's been going on. As soon as I did this, I just felt a sense of relief because I realized that as much as I'm in a bad spot right now, I have full control over my future. I have full control over myself. And so I can choose to be successful. I can choose to do the good habits right now for a better future. It is your choice. It's up to you. Do you want to take the easy path out and continue to numb yourself to become one of the many teens who will contemplate suicide in the future, or will you take action today? So why do we feel like this? Why do we have bad mental health? So the main reason that we have this is that we simply don't live like a human. You live like you're subhuman, just like all other teens right now. What do I mean by this? You eat crap food that you know isn't good for you. You haven't gotten a single ray of sunlight into your skin. You haven't properly gone and hugged your mother. You don't actually have this social interaction that is necessary for you to live. So when we don't live like we're supposed to as humans, our brain gets very messed up. Like it's like sort of putting a fish in a tank of oil. It's agitated. It's not where it's supposed to be. It's going to start to suffocate. And so what happens now? Find ways to cope. You're going to find ways to feel better about yourself. Your brain's going to try to find ways to mitigate this, and this is where all these high-end corporations have been screwing you over. These corporations have designed these websites to become as addicting as possible, to give you the most jarring, the most overstimulating, dopamine-filled content so you stay longer and make them money. But in the process, what they've been doing is they've been ruining your mental health further. Because right now, this is a parasocial relationship. I have no clue who is watching this video. I have no clue who you are, but you have been watching this as if you have been having human interaction. The thing with all YouTubers is that they are actually lying to you. We might be actually contributing to the problem because guess what? These are parasocial relationships but they give you the feeling of connection. They give you the feeling of being part of a tribe, of being a community, of being part of a community. And so what happens is that deep down you know it's pretty painful to live like this, but it's just good enough where you're not going to change. You're going to stay in this one state, this limbo of just pleasure, of parasocial relationships, of not being able to connect with anybody in real life. You choose to have social interaction online instead of in real life. This is not how you're supposed to live. Think about your ancestors 1,000 years ago. Like, this is a little bit weird coming from a teenager who probably has it better than 99% of people. But just think about your ancestors. How did they live? They didn't have several bits of content that they were watching at the same time. They weren't playing video games while watching YouTube on the side, right? Like, it's not how it worked. They focused on one thing. They were present right now. They were fully connected to life, and that's why they were probably happier than us right now. The scary part of this is that nobody is talking about this issue like this. You've had your teachers telling you, oh, it's okay to play a little bit of video games. It's okay, like, you've seen these people coping on the internet. It's okay to masturbate every now and then. Like, it's a good testosterone boost or something. You've been seeing thousands, if not millions of these people. You've seen millions of teenagers creating these fake social connections through video games and acting like they're having a fun time as their brain gets drowned in dopamine and ultimately makes them less happy when they log off in the end. So it's your choice now. You can either live like a teen, like you know how you're supposed to, or you can choose to suffer, and 10 years from now you're either going to kill yourself or you're going to stay in the exact same position as you are right now. So how do we improve our mental health? Well, we go on a dopamine detox lifestyle. And what I mean is that you start living like you're a human again. You start doing the small habits that are actually good for you. You start doing a little bit of walking outside where there's some sun coming onto your skin. You start doing these small habits that are genuinely good for you. One of the habits that I'm going to recommend to you right now is meditation. So meditation is basically the habit of just you focusing on one thing instead of focusing on 10 different pieces of content and overstimulating yourself and numbing yourself in the process. Just focusing on one thing, which is most likely going to be your breath. And all of a sudden, you're just a little bit more present in life. I talk about all of these concepts in my dopamine detox guide, where I pretty much go in depth about all of this. So just scroll down through my channel and you'll find it. Just click on my channel and scroll down a bit. It's genuinely life-changing advice. But there is a crisis going on right now, and it is your choice to act. And here's the thing, as soon as you improve your mental health just a little bit, all of a sudden it's easier to quit video games. It's easier to start doing the good habits. You put a little bit less stress on your brain as you stop frying it so much through all of the consumption that you've been doing. Whether it's video games, porn, junk food, all the things you know are bad for you. Mental health is something you probably never even been taught about properly at school. You've never been taught about quitting addiction. You've never been taught about all this. And so that's why it's so hard to do it. You see all these fake gurus online talking about it, not even knowing what it is like to play video games 12 hours a day. To have gone literal days without talking to your parents because you chose to just level up in a game instead. I've gone through all of these things, so I believe that if you watch till the end of this video, you would benefit from more of my content. So go down and click the subscribe button so that you get more videos just like this posted to your feed, and I'll be able to help you out even more in life. So yeah, that's all I have for today. My name's Darv, and as always, see you soon.